It's the Mixed Martial Arts Hour with
Ariel Helwani.
The Mixed Martial Arts Hour is back in your life. This show is different. This show is very different. Why? Because as you may know, last night and for the past 4 or 5 days, I was in Cleveland, Ohio, the 216. And I was a part of the Showtime broadcast for the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight. And that happened last night. And so I went to bed at around 3:30 a.m., woke up at 4:45, went to the airport. Thank God everything was on time. Landed here in New York at around 9:45, got my stuff, drove to the studio, and now here I am. 12 hours removed from one of the most memorable, one of the greatest, one of the most exciting nights of my career, of my life, dare I say, doing this. And I'll always go out and do these things, and hopefully there's more of those things, and that's great, and that's exciting, but then I come back home, because this feels like home. This feels like my house. This feels like, okay, this is my furniture, these are my friends, my family members. This feels like home. And so I don't know how this is going to go, because I feel like my head is still in the clouds. I feel like my head is spinning, and I feel like yesterday was a dream. I have all this adrenaline, all this momentum, all this stuff inside of me, and I'm just going to wing it. But first, without further ado, let us go to the Zoom machine and say hello to the one and only, the inimitable, the incomparable, Platinum Mike Perry. Great to have him back on the show. There he is, Mike Perry in the house. Mike, how are you?
What's up, brother? I'm doing good, man.
You are coming across to me as maybe a bit of a grown-up Mike Perry, a more mature Mike Perry, like I said, a happier Mike Perry, despite all this other stuff that we're talking about. Have you changed? Do you feel different? Because I feel like this is the first time in a while that I've talked to you. And when I was reading your tweets last night, I was like, this is a different Mike. Like, it's not all over the place. It's not angry. That was a big thing. Have you changed? Am I right by saying that? Is that on point?
Yeah, I like to think I have changed, but as soon as I do that, the anger is still there. It's still there. It depends on the situation. I feel more like experienced in all types of situations. I've been through so many ups and downs, lefts and rights. And I'm going to get a little philosophical, I guess, here, but
please.
As my bank account gets smaller,
okay,
I find myself having more faith in God and just, being grateful for everything that I do have. And, it just seems more to me like the more I try, the more I need to just let go and relax and allow things to happen, and just be grateful and thank God for everything I got. And it is what it is. I'm blessed in so many ways. I can take a hell of a punch. I can return a hell of a punch. And I just want to be better every day. It's nice to go into the gym, and it's weird because we fight each other. So we're being mean to each other, but at the same time, we're like, oh, I love you, brother. Like, thank you so much for punching me in the face today, man. Thank you so much. And life is just, when you get out of training, all your problems just feel much lighter.
Do you feel like fatherhood has changed you?
Absolutely. I have to be very, I don't know the word. Like, I have to just, he's going to be crazy. He's going to scream and he's going to be bratty and stuff. So it's like, you can't argue with a baby. You know what I mean? So you just got to like console them and like take care of them. And life is good, bro. My girl, my baby every day. that's family. I'm all about the fam and
I could see it in your face, man.
The gym fam too.
A lot of people might not know this. You actually sparred Jake Paul in the past. How many times did you spar him?
We sparred one time for 6 rounds. We did 6 rounds. He was smooth in the first 3 rounds. And then I started, my pressure started adding up, because that's the difference between me and T Wood, was that, T Woodley started off really defensive and there wasn't a lot of action going on. And me, I just went straight for it. And he hit me a couple times, clean shots, but there was no follow-up. I said on an interview that he didn't have that finishing killer instinct. Once he hits you with a good shot, that's about it. And then he's back on his fight. And, I let him kind of hit me with his best shots. It's like I kind of wanted to feel it. And then that does something to a man when he hits you as hard as he can and you just keep coming at him. And I was trying to put him on the ropes, and it started working. My pressure added up. And, I started landing some hooks, started making him drop into some uppercuts, because that's another thing boxers do too that MMA guys don't. When they bob and weave, when you throw a shot, they duck really low. They duck all the way down to like kicking range. That's why MMA guys don't duck like that, because knees and kicks.
Someone's take who I'm dying to hear is Boxing Royalty, is one of my favorite people that I met while at ESPN, an absolute mensch of a human being and an absolute brilliant mind when it comes to the sweet science. What an honor it is to have the one and only Teddy Atlas on the program to help make sense of what happened last night in Cleveland, Ohio. There he is, the one and only Teddy Atlas. Teddy, thank you so much for doing this. I know you had to rearrange your schedule a little bit for me. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the time, and good to see you.
Anything for a good person. There's not a million of them out there.
Thank you.
So anything for a good human being. And I'll tell you, you're making me stretch my universe, because I never did this before. I had somebody coming over here who does our podcast, and we rescheduled our podcast. We do it today. And so my guy who films it, he was coming later. And then I said, well, can you come earlier again? Because we rescheduled this and I'm doing this with Ariel. So he got caught up in traffic. So I didn't think he was going to make it. He just walked in actually a few seconds ago. So I didn't want to disappoint you. So I feel like I just split molecules. I feel like I just conquered space.
This is the first time that you've done a Zoom on your own?
First time.
Wow.
First time. First of all, I had picked Paul to win the fight, but I had picked him to win by knockout.
Right.
Full transparency. We're always very honest. We try to be very honest, and we should be honest. And so that's the first thing. And the reason why is I just saw a vulnerability in Woodley where he would push his jab, and Paul is confident with his right hand. I'm not saying he's got an Ernie Shavers right hand, but he's got a decent right hand. And more importantly, he believes in it. So I thought there'd be a window of opportunity to sneak the right hand over that push jab. But where Woodley threw a curveball to me, and it shouldn't have been a curveball, to be honest, is he continued what he's been consistent with. And in no way am I knocking the greatest welterweight champion in UFC history. That would be blasphemy. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just pointing things out from my perspective, from my world and my experience. And what I saw is what he's been doing, and he's lost 4 fights in a row for a reason. He's gotten older. Okay, we understand that he's 39 years old, but his demeanor has become more passive. And that's probably a word I shouldn't use in UFC. But there's degrees of passiveness. And he has just gotten more cautious, and it's caused him to lose fights. So that remained with him, and he made a decision to continue to be cautious rather than be vulnerable. And I think it allowed him to be able to go the rounds and be competitive, but it stopped him from having a chance to win.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's one of the all-time best. He better come out to that song. We're going to ask him that question and a whole lot more in a matter of seconds here as he joins us, the former Cage Warriors champion, the pride of Liverpool. He's like I said, he's a fan favorite, and we've been waiting for this. And a lot of people thought actually that, maybe this would come a little bit sooner. But all good things come to those who wait. And so without further ado, let us go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to Paddy, the Paddy Pimblett. Look at that man. So skinny. I don't even recognize you, Paddy Pimblett. Wow. Look at this face. Svelte. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I look a lot different now, like from when I did the last time I spoke to you.
Yes. Now, what about the walkout music? Are we going with dun 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 dun?
Get on it, Ariel.
Yes, I can't wait. We're going with that officially. Yes, of course we have to.
That's my walkout song, man. Forever. That's it. Now that's it. It's a trademark. It's like the hair.
Yes. Although I noticed you kind of cut the hair. It's a little shorter than usual.
It's a little bit short, but in a few days it'll be longer again. So this is what I always do. I always get it trimmed a bit.
Okay.
So it's not in my eyes.
Who, by the way, that song, which I've talked about a lot now over the last few weeks, getting people ready in case they don't know, who introduced you to that song? Like, when did that start for you?
When I used to go out partying all the time. It's just the song that was always about when we were partying. It's two different songs mixed together as well. The second song, Heads Will Roll, from what's the film called where they have a big party in their house?
A big party in their house. I feel like there's a lot of those. That's the Where's Your Head?
Yeah. That's off that film.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. It's gonna do me head, isn't that?
Oh, so it's like it's a mix. You made the mix?
Project X. Yeah, it's my song. Someone I know is a DJ put it together.
Oh, wow.
The first song's Lethal Industry by Sonny James and Ryan Marciano. And then where that fades out, Heads Will Roll comes on out of the film Project X.
Wow. So someone made that for you?
Yeah, that's got made for me, that song. That's two different songs mixed together.
Oh, I didn't realize that. And why did you make that song? Or why did this person make it for you?
For my walkout.
What
it got made for, because the first song, it fades out and it doesn't have a drop. You know what I mean? It doesn't like kick in. So I wanted it to drop into something and kick in, and that's exactly what it done. Luigi's not going to be ready, man. I swear to God, he's not going to enjoy he's not going to last any more than 5 minutes, so he's not going to enjoy his 5 minutes of fame in the cage with me.
You think it lasts less than a minute? Oh, excuse me, less than a round.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't see him getting out the first round. I'll be super disappointed if he gets out the second round. There's no way he gets out the second round, but as I say, I'll be hats off to him if he gets out the first.
A great time to be alive, and one of the positives that you can get from being on social media. Another positive is the fact that one day I just all of a sudden was conversating with a man who I've been watching on TV, on the silver screen for many, many years, who is an unbelievable actor and who apparently is a big fight fan as well. And so without further ado, let us go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to the one and only Jeremy Piven. There he is. Jeremy, how are you?
How are you, sir? I'm good, man. How are you? Congratulations.
Oh, my gosh. This is surreal for me. I can't believe you're actually on the show in the flesh.
And listen, it's an honor to be here. I've been watching for a really long time. Listen, everyone writes those guys off. There is a certain amount of discipline that you have to even be on the level they were at or are at as YouTubers. Mm-hmm. You know, they got to grind every day. They're strong Midwest kids. They got the best trainers money can buy, and they're focused. It'll just be a very interesting test to see once they take on some guys with a background in just boxing, how that plays out for them. But, even Dana said, listen, guys are asking for that type of money, but you need to get those types of eyeballs. So it's just really a business, and they bring in those types of eyeballs. So like, it's going to be an interesting journey. We all tuned into the circus, and I was one of them,
I was front and center, for God's sakes. I was right in the middle of it.
Yeah,
and I loved everything about it.
Bro, you were in the belly of the beast. You were inciting rematches. It was madness.
But for now, let us go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to the guest that Jeremy Piven just referenced, because he just spoke to the man who will be fighting our guest on September 11th. That's Oscar De La Hoya. We're talking to his opponent, Vitor Belfort. Yes, the next iteration of the MMA boxing journey that we are all taking, MMA versus boxing, will be Oscar De La Hoya versus that man, September 11th in Los Angeles. The Phenom, Vitor Belfort. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, Ariel. So good to see you.
You have these, super fights that you would like to do, these legend fights. Is it possible that you have fought your last MMA fight and the rest of your career will be these big boxing matches against fellow legends?
Who knows? Or maybe a crossover, where we'll be able to cross over the sport in a rule that will be good for us MMA fighters. I think we have the disadvantage. The disadvantage is in us.
Yeah.
And so if we involve kicking and wrestling, it's not even fair. It's not even compared. Right. They cannot even survive, not even a one round. So, okay. So let's put it back now. I want the boxers to understand that the big fights, the big money is where we cross over, where we'll be able to generating our clinch. Not we're going to take you down, but we're going to be able to grab you. That is not separation. We can pummel you and I can hit you from there. You're going to have to get away from me. You're going to have to try to find a space. I'm going to be at your face. So it's changed the scope of the fighting. We're hitting over a fist. I think that's the future. That's where I want to see it. I want to see, and the fans, they want to see that. Who has the best way of knocking somebody out or win a fight I call the willpower. And I think we in the MMA side, we develop a lot of willpower because we're not boring. We're not going to be in defense, like this. We're going to go offense. So I think people want to see that kind of fights. And I don't like to see people kind of, walking around and that's the sport. But we got to create something different. We got to create something engagement, something that people are looking for, something new content. Every day is new content. So we guys cannot see that the boxing and MMA, it's the future when we kind of combine these two together and becomes one. So, and that's the future. That's what I want to go.
Is our next guest, our final guest of the day. We leave the final word for the man who headlined that show. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, but we know what he wants. And so let's give him the floor and the opportunity to elaborate on his feelings a little more. The chosen one, Tyron Woodley, kind enough to join us right now via the magic of Zoom. There he is. I just saw him in the ring 12 hours ago, and now we're back talking.
I look the same way as I looked when I walked in the ring.
You look amazing. It looks like you got a haircut since then. Did you get another haircut?
No, I got a haircut then, but I had the headphones on because I was just trying to block out the BS. I didn't know what the atmosphere was going to be, but from what I hear, Cleveland was kind of turning up for me.
Yo, first of all, Cleveland loved you. They were booing him.
Walkout was crazy.
Yeah, the walkout was nuts with the lights, and then you came up from the ground. Did you rehearse? Did you know that was happening, or did you just kind of find out about all that in the moment? Oh my gosh!
But I saw him hurt several times. I was walking him down. I was hitting him with hard shots. He hit me with hard shots. I hit him, and I just kept coming forward. And he wasn't. I was the one that was in better shape. I never was huffing and puffing. He was the entire time. He was breathing hard, and his whole camp said, Tyron's going to get tired, and he's going to back up, and he's going to do this. No, I walked him down. And he ran from me the whole fight. And then I don't know how the rules go, and I'm not going to be petty enough to go and protest or to contest it or whatever the fuck you say. But when I hit him, according to my understanding of the rules, if the rope is helping you up, we should be on a standing 8 count. I don't know if you've seen the videos and the memes, but he was underneath that top rope, the step and shoe rope. He was leaning on the number 2 rope, and his wrist was on the number 3 rope. I think that if those ropes are on there, he's on his back. Maybe his head bounced off the canvas. Maybe when he stands up and the referee gets in his face and start giving him a count, it freaks him out. Maybe I take a deep breath and I can see the prey a little bit better, and I can maybe get him out of there. We don't know because we didn't get a chance to see that. So I feel like whoever said I only won 2 rounds, I'll beat your ass, because clearly that's fucking a joke. And I feel like even though they didn't deem it a knockdown, I still feel like that round was a 10-8 round. I'm talking about round 4. He was just getting hit with every power shot possible. And he was running. He was wobbling. So
That's a great point.
I can't go back. Yeah, I can't go back. But what he did say in the ring was, he said, I thought he was scared from the first part. Just like, kind of like the little kid that get 3 or 4 punches off on the playground, and then the teacher come and break it up, and the person would have whooped their ass if they had a real fight. And he's like, oh, no. Oh, they just run away with the win. So Logan was trying to do that, and that's why I slid over to Logan and said, hey, pipe down, brother. And he calmed that ass down.
You said fall back. You said fall back.
Fall back. Fall back. And what did he do? Fell back.
You really want to get a tattoo of Jake Paul on your...
I don't give a fuck. This is a whole movie. It's a whole part of the story, because when I whip his ass, you know what I mean, I'm going to look at that tattoo and I'm going to laugh.
Right.
And it's probably going to be a trilogy, because he's going to want to try to revenge back. And then we're going to have a whole fucking Rocky thing. So,
because DC was tweeting, he said, don't do it, Tyron. Don't do it. Don't get the tattoo.
Man, all these MMA people trying to tell me what to do. Where the fuck was these MMA people when they was booing me?
Yeah. When
they didn't give me the respect and they give me the props, but everybody want to tell me what to do and how to do it.
Mm.
And they all want to follow me now. Now everybody in the boxing gym and fucking shadow boxing and want to get fights. Like I appreciate the love and support, but think about it. None of these people was on my side.
Yeah.
Now I'm supposed to fucking care what you say? No, I got love for DC, but shit, when it comes down to it, we're talking about a rematch. This makes more sense. For me to get a little fucking tattoo that I got a story behind it.
Yeah.
I fucking got robbed by the judges. I fucking knocked this kid through the ropes and said I lost. I got this tattoo and I wouldn't go and starch his ass. And I'm gonna leave it.
You won't like do a thing where you get it and then like get
hey,
it.
Shh.
Okay, sorry. Hey, look.
Too good.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Too good.
Okay, sorry. This man is quite the character, and you may have seen him on Saturday at the Apex, winning the 135-pound Ultimate Fighter finale, winning that UFC contract. He is Houston's own Pretty Ricky Turcios, who beat Brady Highstand in the finale on Saturday and has turned into, very quickly, one of the most colorful and entertaining characters in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and I'm very excited to have him on the program for the very first time. And so, without further ado, let's kick this bad boy off and go to the magic of Zoom and say hello to Pretty Ricky, who has his tough trophy right next to him there on his right. Hello, sir. How are you?
Yo, what's up, Ariel? Hey, I'm chilling over here, you know what I'm saying? Just hanging out, chopping it up with you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I want to go ahead and go on the record real quick, too. Hey, when people be calling me Pretty Ricky, I appreciate them for that. You know, that's one of my OG nicknames since the beginning of time. But I made the request to the UFC to announce me as Ricky Hadouken Turcios, the fighter name, you know what I mean? It ain't your fault, bro. I tried to make the request. They called me Pretty Ricky on fight night. Hey, it was all good. It was a great memory I'll hold on to forever, you know, but I'll go on the record now on your show today, you know what I mean? Hey, for the people to know, let me be known as Ricky Hadouken Turcios. You know?
Okay, noted. I will never call you Pretty Ricky ever again. And then if that wasn't enough, then you get to the post-fight press conference and you start doing some karaoke for all of us. This was tremendous stuff. What was the song that you were singing? I forget now.
I had sung Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
Yes. What prompted you to do that? It was amazing.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. You know what prompted me to do that? You know, hey, it was a very unique night. You only fight on the Ultimate Fighter finale once in your life. You know what I mean? You know, inshallah, I figure I see the long UFC career ahead of me with many UFC fights to come. But there's a first time for everything. You only fight in the Ultimate Fighter finale one time. I knew it was going to be a historic night for me and all the fighters involved like this, you know, and to have won the tournament, it was history in the making like this, you know, put me on alongside I'm so humbled and then very thankful to be alongside, you know, many other great champions like Tony Ferguson, Diego Sanchez, Forrest Griffin, Michael Bisping, Nate Diaz. You know, the list goes on, you know, the great fighters that have won this tournament like this, you know what I mean? And like, it was history in the making like that. And I was like, all right, first time for everything. And so I practice that too. I do karaoke all the time, me and my family. And that's one of my good ones off the list, you know what I mean? So I figured, hey, nobody's done that neither before, you know what I mean? So I was like, and I'm having fun, bro, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in there having fun in the octagon, and it's so much blood and guts, so much like just, we in here destroying each other inside the octagon, you know what I mean? So then I got to bring balance. Then I got to bring it back.
Yes.
I go to the press conference. I'm like, let me do something fun too. You know what I'm saying? More history in the making like this. Never been done. Let's go.
We're going to go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to one of my favorite guests in the history of this program. Man, have we had some good memories with this man on this show. And I knew that we had to have him back on one of our first shows, and I found the right time, I think, to do so. So here he is, the one and only, the inimitable, the incomparable, the often imitated, the never duplicated, Raging Al Iaquinta. Al, how are you?
Oh, yes, Ariel. We are back.
We're back, baby.
Hour. This is incredible. You are on fire, my friend. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you asked me to be on. Now I'm here. Saw you this weekend at the fights.
Crazy.
Man, MMA Hour is back. You're on top of the world. Good for you, man.
Thank you. And we had a lot of great memories in this studio. You know, I'll never forget, you know, the Monday after the Khabib fight, the infamous trip to Vegas. I mean, we've had some good times here, you know, some ups and some downs. You've been a big part of this show. So it wouldn't be the same without you, my man.
It's been fun. I don't know if anyone was as excited as me to watch the MMA Hour twice a week now. We used to be once a week. I used to sit here, you know, I was, after training, come back, watch the MMA Hour. Even before I was even in the UFC, I was watching, and I was like, you know, one day I'm going to be on that show. And here we are years later. It's like, it's surreal. I've been trying to get a hold of Sean Shelby and Hunter for like the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And I haven't really heard back from him. I've been told now today I'm going to get a call from Sean Shelby. But yeah, it's just stuff that I like want to clear out. My last fight was in Australia, and there was a few things like that were in the contract that were up in the air, and we just got to get that sorted out. I was watching the fights on Saturday, and I fell asleep watching them. I've been training freaking hard, Ariel.
Okay.
So I got back after you know, I was training. I got back just in time for the fights. I put them on. I was supposed to go down to a friend of mine's house, and I was watching the prelims, and then I woke up and it was like the Barbosa fight. And I was like, what the fuck? I look at my phone. I had 9,000 messages and Instagram this and Twitter that. I was like, what the hell is going on? What the hell? And then I'm seeing that they announced the fight, and I was like, what the fuck? I haven't signed the contract. I hate when they do that. They've done this to me once before, and it's really not the right thing to do. It kind of bothers me a lot, especially the fact that they know I've been trying to get a hold of them, but I'm sure it's going to get taken care of. And you know, it's just something that like it would be really exciting if it was all like set. You know what I mean? Like if you know, if it was all really like set to go and the contract was signed and everything, and then I announced it. So I think that, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to happen. I think that I'll talk to them today, but it's just, I don't know. It could have been done better. I think the way they announced it.
Unfortunately, and it pains me that the first time he is on this show or any of my shows is under these circumstances. But unfortunately, we found out earlier this week that one of their fighters who has worked as a coach and cornerman as well, Kyle Reyes, passed away suddenly after some complications following a surgery that he had. And so I wanted to have Eric Nixick on to talk about Kyle and to shed some light on his story. And so again, I hate to do it under these circumstances, but I really do appreciate him coming on the program to speak about Kyle. And there he is, Eric Nixick, kind enough to join us. Eric, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. I mean everything that I said about you. I have tremendous respect for what you have done. I feel bad that the first time you're coming on my shows under these circumstances, and I do want to say that I'm so sorry to you, the team, Kyle's family. I've seen an outpouring of emotion and posts and all that about his passing, and so I'm so sorry that this has happened.
Thank you for having me, man. And it's been a rough couple of weeks for all of us, but we're hanging in there. I think everybody obviously deals with death a little differently, but we're definitely rallying together as a team and making sure we're there for one another.
Before we get to what happened, for those that don't know, because Kyle was an MMA fighter, I think 22 fights as far as MMA is concerned on his resume, 30 years old, but also worked as a coach, cornerman as well. Tell us about Kyle. Who was he and what did he mean to the gym?
Just the consummate teammate, the pure definition of a guy that you can count on. Anything you needed, any look you needed, didn't matter if it was southpaw, orthodox, anywhere from the 35er up to a 55er. He was always in the room and always available to help no matter what. Almost one of those selfless guys where he just put his career aside and made sure that he was available to anything. But really what stands out to me was just him being the dad that he was. Him and Kylie had a very close relationship. So Kylie really became part of the team for us. She's always in the gym, always in the room. And, I think that's the biggest thing for us is to make sure we rally around Kylie the best because obviously she lost her father, but we don't want her to feel like she lost the team as well.
How old is she?
She's 7.
7. Why is it whenever someone becomes a huge star that it's these issues that almost stunt their growth? Can you give us the latest without, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, I think it's just it's a crazy situation for everybody. For me, I try to look at both perspectives and understand where the UFC is coming from. I know that they had booked the Houston venue, and who better to have on that venue than Derek Lewis? We weren't going to be ready for August. Francis went back home. He had some family things to tend to. He wasn't going to be able to make it back into the States even to have a training camp. So August was pushing it. So we did agree to September 25th. That's when we were going to fight Derek, but the UFC decided to go with Derek in Houston. So that part made sense to me. Obviously, the interim, that doesn't really make much sense. But again, they're a business. They have to do what's best for them. The thing that I'm happy about the most, though, Ariel, is the fact that Francis has just been in the gym training ever since. The moment we knew we were fighting Derek Lewis, he started camp. So it almost kind of reminds me of the pandemic days, when we had Jairzinho, we ended up having almost a 14, 15-week camp. And that helped us a lot. It kept his weight down. It kept him active. We got a skill build and do a lot of things behind the scenes. So he's hungry. He's motivated. I wouldn't say, I don't want to put words in his mouth and say he's disrespected, but the narrative, I think, is inherent that's how he's going to feel. But for us, man, all the politics and all that stuff, you really can't control. So I just feel like just getting your ass in the gym and working hard and the good things will happen.
And I'm very excited to welcome back to the program for the first time in a while, the Funk Master, the UFC Bantamweight Champion, the one and only Aljamain Sterling. There he is, also coming prepared with a really fancy microphone like Eric Nixick did. How are you, Aljo?
I'm good. Just finished up some PT work. Just getting everything strong for fight day.
I wish you were here in studio, Aljo. I'd give you a big old hug. Can we hug it out? Can we hug it out, Aljo? Where are we at? I love that you're here. Thank you.
I don't know what to think, man. I feel like I don't know.
Well, tell me.
I feel like in a weird way, you and DC kind of played and I spoke to DC about this, but I feel like you guys kind of done what the fans have done, look at something and kind of read a headline and then kind of ran with it, not really knowing the whole picture of what actually happened. And I think that kind of helped paint the picture of me being the bad guy for his friends pushing a belt in front of his face to take a picture with it, So I felt like there was a lot of misguided hate, and it is what it is. Like the fans are going to think whatever they want to think, but I felt like when it came from that level, it kind of made it look. It made me feel like, damn, these guys fell for that too, or kind of played into the whole headline game as well. That was kind of weird, but here we are.
Well, I'm happy we're able to talk it out. And by the way, just for the record, you know, a lot of people in this game, a lot of sensitive cats in this game. And there's a lot of people who would feel the way that you're feeling about me and who would say, to hell with you. I don't want to talk to you again. So I have a lot of respect. And it's not just about me personally and coming on my show. It says a lot about you that you would, you know, come on and maybe not feel a certain way about someone, but still come on and entertain and interview and talk it out, because I do want to talk it out. I appreciate and respect that. And then you really leaned into it. Did you not? I mean, you did you not lean into it? Like you did. We were trying to get us upset.
Well, at that point, people were hating on me for walking around with a belt that I never walked around with. I'm like, I'm confused. I left the belt in the cage and showed up at my house and I'm being trolled. You know what? Let's flip the script and get people more riled up. Let's fan the flame a little bit. You know, if this is what people are going to give me shit for, I might as well have fun with it instead of trying to, no, I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't. Screw you guys. Like, go fuck yourself. That's how I felt, you know? So it's like, you want to play hard nose and hardball with me and try to make me feel bad. Dude, I worked my ass off to get to this position. I got no handouts. I fought a killer's roll of guys, 3 guys in the top 5, beat them all, choked out the guy that's supposed to be the next guy that ended up losing again, still making the same mistake. Like, this division is one of the hottest divisions, and for me to get to where I've gotten to, I like to think I'm doing pretty good in life.
You are.
So
you are.
Let's just have the rematch, and then we can shut everybody up. You know, I know the Russian fans really love their guy, which is Aljamain the Funk Master Sterling. And I want to make sure the Russian fans have someone to cheer for, which is going to be Aljamain Funk Master Sterling on October 30th, you know? So I want to make sure all the Russian fans love me. If I felt like he was really like kicking my ass and I could not do anything if we had 10 fights, that's a problem. I would openly admit that, hey, coach, we got some stuff we need to work on. But I truly did not feel like that. I feel like I beat that guy 7, 8, 9 out of 10 times. That's my personal opinion.
Again, I could handle anyone saying you're a hack. You're a bad journalist. You suck. Your show sucks. Your questions suck. But don't lie about my practices. Don't lie about my ethics, because I've tried to be as legit as possible throughout my entire life. Maybe, you know, you can question things here or there. I've talked about the Fox thing, but on my life, no one has ever told me something in confidence off the record. No one. I can't even believe we're still talking about this 5 years later. And I have defied that. I have broken that. You know how many times I have been told something off the record in my life, in my career, 15, 14 years? Do you know how many times that has happened? I have never. You think I would still be friends with Daniel Cormier, with Chael Sonnen, with Chris Weidman? Do you think these people would come on the show if I broke their trust? Never happened. You think I would have ruined my standing in the sport for one story that no one even would have remembered that I broke that story if it didn't go down afterwards the way in which it did? No one would even cared. We wouldn't even be talking about it. So to say that I was brought in a room and I was told that jobs and livelihood and all this meshugas happen, it's all a lie. It's all 1,000% a lie. 1,000%. And while we're talking about lies, Brendan went on his show and talked about me being a nightmare to work with, me being a bad teammate. He's heard from a million of different people that I'm the worst to work with. Talk to my colleagues. Talk to my friends if that's the truth. Talk to the production team if that's the truth. I've worked very hard to try and be the best teammate and colleague possible to help people out along the way. And so again, talk about me being a bad journalist all you want. Bad show all you want. But don't talk about what's inside here. Don't question the kind of person that I am. Try to take me down because you may be jealous or because you have some other bizarre reason for talking about me as a person when you don't even know me. I don't go personal. I don't talk about you like that. I have nothing to do with you. Leave my name out of your mouth, especially when you want to lie about me. You want to talk about my show being great? You want to talk about me being the 10-time journalist of the year? All you want. But don't lie about me. Don't talk about how you gave me gigs, that I should be thanking you. Don't lie, because I will come after you. I will respond. And so I did get a text from him this morning, and I said, I appreciate it, but now do it on your show. It's very easy to apologize privately. Be a man and do it on the air. For the lies about 199, for the lies about me being a bad teammate, for the lies about the Jake Paul fight, be a man, stop lying, stop making up stories, and apologize on the air. And he said he would, and I'm looking forward to that. Stop talking about me, because those guys have been doing it for a long time. and I know what it's rooted in. But High Road Helwani ain't no more. You're looking at the Helwani era, all right? This is independent Helwani. I ain't taking those shots anymore. So everyone better know, if they come at the king, you best not miss. Chito Vera, the man, one of my favorites in the game. You feel me, Chito? You feel me?
What the fuck is going on, bro? Who the fuck is talking about you? Tell them to go and fuck themselves and suck some cock.
You beat Sean O'Malley. Does it bother you that they went to him first and then you're getting the fight after it didn't work out with him?
Not at all, bro. You know, it's life. Opportunities show up when you're prepared, you know. Just imagine I'm barring, I'm fucking around, and then they call me like, hey, he took it. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm all fat. I'm feeling like shit. No, I've been training. I can fight tomorrow if to be honest with you, but they call me. I don't know what fighters, we are fucking fighters. Why they are so sensible? They're like little bitches. Like, oh, you called me after him. Like, fuck off, dude. Man up and just do your fucking job. They called me. I was like, fuck yeah, bro. I appreciate you. I sent a thank you message to Sean Shelby, to Hunter, and I'm going to give a big kiss to that in the forehead when I see him. I'm like, I appreciate the opportunity. It's just, what Dana says is true. This is not a fucking job. This is a fucking opportunity. It's only, 600 fighters in the whole roster?
Right.
Fucking live life. Enjoy it. You know? Stop complaining and start making.
I do believe she is standing by. Let us go to the magic of Zoom and say hello to Laura Sanko. Hello, Laura. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing great. I'm doing so great. So great.
I feel like you have
for having me on.
I feel like you have this smile like tattooed on your face. Like you can't even not smile if you tried.
It's 100% true. And it was obviously I was hearing what you were saying for a minute or two there before I came on air. And it's just so true. Like, appreciating other people's success. And it was funny because watching you shine last week, or I guess earlier this week, I'm kind of losing sense of all space and time here. It was a busy day. I don't know, really put me in the space of like being grateful for what I had already accomplished. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm super, super happy. It's kind of one of those things that maybe people who aren't in the MMA world wouldn't think was necessarily a big deal, but it is to me, and I'm just thrilled.
Why was being a color analyst for the fight such a big deal for you?
I think the best way to put it is that two things. First of all, I deeply, deeply love the sport of MMA. That is first and foremost. And from the moment I started training, and anybody that's trained or been a part of the sport, you don't have to have trained, honestly, or fought, but it grabs a hold of you in a crazy way. And so when fighting was no longer really an option for me after I had my son, and there just wasn't enough of a future for me to spend that much time away from him, being involved in the sport became everything that I ever wanted to do. And in couple with that, as I started to grow in these roles and really think about what do I actually want out of this, right? Because you can get in this rat race of just like more, better, but like, what am I really after here? What is going to make me happy? And I sat down and I thought long and hard about it. And what it kind of boiled down to for me was, I don't want to be, this is going to be a weird way to phrase it, but I don't want to be the pretty girl. I want to be the smart girl. I want to be a voice, a respected voice in this sport, in whatever shape that takes. And to me, the ultimate goal was to be able to be a voice alongside and contributing with these amazing other analysts that I've been watching for so many years. And it was never the idea of like, oh, I'm better than them, or I'm, none of that, or I should take someone's place, or it's never been that attitude. It's like, I just love this sport so much. I have been in it so long. I've been all over to all of these different gyms. I've trained with so many different people, and I love telling the stories of fighters, and I love talking about the action as it happens. And if I can contribute to the conversation, just be a part of it, be alongside it, not taking anyone's place, just be there. then that's what I want to do. I want to be able to contribute.
Much love. Thanks to all our guests. Thanks to everyone who has stopped by today. What a fun show. Congratulations to Ricky Turcios, who won The Ultimate Fighter. We had a lot of bantamweights on today's show. What a great character. What a great guy. Thank you very much to Iaquinta. Good luck to him, UFC 266. Thank you very much to Eric Nixick. And again, condolences, and I'm going to tweet out that link as well. Thank you very much to Aljamain Sterling. Great to have him on. Thank you very much to Marlon Vera. And thank you to Laura Sanko, and congratulations to her as well. Back on Wednesday, same time and place. Until then, I say peace. I'm out of here.